What is up, YouTube? That's here, and today I'm super excited to be bringing you guys a VGC 2021 Series 10 super high ranked ladder video. We are utilizing Blacephalon today, a Pokemon that a lot of people don't really utilize anymore. I feel that everyone kind of wants to use Blacephalon, but unless you're using like a mind-blown, super serious meme team, it doesn't really see a lot of play. And you know what? We're using something a little bit different with Blacephalon. It's a clown. It's made to play tricks. We're not using the move trick, but we're using Encore. A really cool move. It's one of my absolute favorites. I love Encore. I love Encore especially on A, fast type Pokemon, and B, ghost type, so you can't fake out them. So the whole point of this Blacephalon team is against things like Incineroar that use fake out. You know, you can protect, do whatever, Encore them to fake out. Rillaboom, Encore them to fake out. Things like Urshifus, you can Encore them into close combats on a switch in from a fighting attack. You can Encore Xerneas into Geomancy because we're rocking a 107 base speed. And normally, you know, I always like to move my EVs around to, you know, fully optimize my EVs and say like, you know, we don't always need enough speed. We don't always need as much speed as we have because oftentimes, like with a Pokemon like Talonflame or Blacephalon or a lot of weird Pokemon, you kind of get your speed into like no man's land where you're already outspeeding a lot of other stuff, and it's usually just important to outspeed some really important things. I know I'm rambling, but like Mineshout, for example, is 105. Very important Pokemon to outspeed. So Blacephalon's 107 base speed. Not only does it outspeed Mineshout, it outspeeds things that outspeed Mineshout by 1 point, which is there's been a ton of Zacians running around right now that have just enough points to outspeed Mineshout, because 105 is basically like the new base 100 when it comes to like speed creeping, speed control tiers. So we're outspeeding that. We have a ton of special attack. We have a bunch of cool tech. We're using Zapdos as well. Zapdos, Suicune, Amoonguss, and Incineroar. I think this team's super cool. It's gonna be up on Patreon in a couple days. And like I said, we're playing on the higher part of the ladder, playing like the upper like 300s ish. So wish me luck. We're playing near the end of the season, so these are the world's best opponents. These are the hardest opponents. These are the best games you're gonna see. So wish me luck. Let's hop right into it. Here we go. Okay, cool. So we're going up against Shadow Rider using a little bit of Blacephalon. I wonder if they actually know how to deal with this Pokemon correctly. I really do think that Incineroar, Xern, Amoonguss can be a super cool core here. I think if our Suicune did have Snarl, this would be super good for us. I don't know how I feel about Zapdos. Zapdos is like okay into things like Entei and Mineshout. It's okay. I don't know if they have Stone Edge Entei, but I can basically wall out the Entei Sacred Fires and stuff like that with pressure if I had to. So it's kind of hard to say exactly. I don't really see a problem with leading like Xern in sync, because I can just go Protect, Hard Switch in a Moon, and then just go like Rage Powder Geo and basically win the game. I think that's definitely worth a shot, and if they want to go Trick Room like Big Stalker early, like our Moon underspeeds that. So that's really good. I think I should totally be bringing this Blacephalon though, just because it's so freaking cool. I think it's better to bring Zapdos. I'll say it right here. It's better to bring Zapdos. We're totally bringing Blacephalon. Don't say I don't do anything nice for you guys, because it's not the best in this matchup. I'm not using Mind Blown. We're using an Encore set. So let's see if we can actually make this work. It'd be cool to be able to Encore some stuff. I will say this Blacephalon set does outspeed Mineshout. So that is very nice that we have going for it. So if they ever fake out, we can hard switch in our Blacephalon. Like, if we read them leading like something slow in Mineshout, we could be fine. Alright, Regilucky Calyrex. I think this is okay. Now let's see it. Lucky Calyrex. Not bad. Xern and Sin, so like I can just go for a Geo right now, and there's not that much they can do about it. I can just fake out the Lucky slot and just go for it, and then next turn just Dazzling Gleam out. That seems pretty dope, right? That seems like the correct play. Yeah, the standard in Sin Xern, the Degeneracy incarnate. Let's go. Yeah, I think we should just try it. We could also just protect Xern and go for like a really big just Darkest Lariat into the Calyrex. I think next turn after my Geo, I will probably protect the Xern and just go for that. It depends on if they want to switch up their Lucky, but let's try and get our Geo off. I want to see if they're taunting me. I so doubt it because I have an Incin just staring them in the face. Let's see. There's the fake out. So Lucky's potentially Sash down. Are you taunting me, bro? There's the Geo. I'm faster. You're Trick Rooming me. That's totally fine. We have that huge Amoonguss, and you did just Trick Room me in front of my Incineroar. I have absolutely no problem with you wanting to Trick Room me here. I think I do have all the correct mons to be able to do this. I wonder if I should be D-Gleaming though. I think I should probably just Moonblast and Lariat. I'm worried about Sash on Calyrex now. This guy's also ranked like top 200 in the world. There's the Trick Room. I have no problem with this. I think they think it's really funny. They're like, ha, I Trick Roomed you, but it's like, okay. I think this Xern actually still might be slower than this Lucky, so it's a really bulky set. Dazzling should be able to get the KO, though, on the Lucky for sure. And then I think we're going to Lariat. We could even just Parting Shot that Calyrex. I think I'll Lariat because I can always protect my Xern next turn. And I'm doing this to double up in case that is Sash Cali. Let's see how much damage they take this turn. Let's really just see. I want to see if they're switching in stock. Remember, we're using an Iron Ball Amoonguss, which means this Xern team can be super, super aggressive and not even care that they have Trick Room. Like, Indeedee, you about to be taking some big deeps, Chief. Some big deeps. Let's see if they have a Psychic Seeds. I'd like to see Psychic Seed just because it would let us know a little bit more about the item. Maybe we wouldn't see Citrus Berry this way. So let's see. There's Psychic Seeds. Awesome. That means that the Lariat plus the minimal damage from Deagle should be able to get the KO. Switching on to Lucky, so we're going to see all 4 of their mons here. Staka, not bad. If I can get the Staka off the board, this is going to be great. So Lariato. Don't think we one-shot the Entity, but it is a lot of damage. And we might be able to get the Entity off the board with this D-Wave here, which would be really, really cool. That's great. So I want to see if I want to see what they're coming out with. I'm probably just going to protect Xern and Parting Shot out. I know it's going to suck potentially losing our Sin, but I think switching in our Amoonguss correctly is going to be really nice. And I don't want to, you know, hard switch in an Amoonguss and need that big expanding force. So they're probably really going to be respecting. Maybe we do just hard switch out the Sin slot so we need our Intimidate later, because I wouldn't be surprised if they won't protect Calyrex to block a Lariat, and there's a big Rock Slide, and I don't really want our Sin to eat that Rock Slide just yet. I think it's okay. We're just going to protect for 1 turn though. And we are going to Parting Shot this Staka and then bring in our boy, Amoonguss. So we're protecting. Looks like they're not protecting that Cali. A little bit scary right now. Not gonna lie, a little bit scary. And Sin's gonna soak some damage. Maybe we bring in the Blacephalon. And Sin misses the Rock Slide. That's awesome. Well, I could have just hit that Calyrex with the Dark Lariat. That's nutty. We don't necessarily need to bring in. We are bringing in Amoonguss, but we don't need Amoonguss to live now because then we can just re-bring out our Sin and then like basically double Intimidate that Staka and make it so we're absolutely fine. So we are gonna bring in the Amoonguss. I really hope we're not eating. He can't be expanding forcing. It has to be Astral, right? You can't be expanding forcing this. Don't expanding force here. He wouldn't even hit the it wouldn't even hit the Sin slot. Like, just show me that Astral. Are they Trick Room in the Trick Room? That'd be kind of sick too. Astral, awesome. Amoonguss can soak that. No biggie. No biggie. Let's go thick Amoonguss. And so right now, the cool thing about like Amoonguss with an Iron Ball is they totally think that their Staka under speeds can go for Gyro here. So they're going to Gyro into our Xern and probably expanding force. So what we're going to do is I think, well, first of all, Iron Ball Amoonguss does underspeed stock. So we're allowed to go for that absolutely amazing Spore into the Staka. And we're going to have to Moonblast this Calyrex to guarantee KO it. But we should be able to underspeed him unless he's also Iron Ball. Right? And even if he is, well then we're still getting a Spore off. So Spore, do you have goggles? No goggles. Yeah, sometimes they do have the goggles. But right there, he thought he was going to be slower than we were, but he wasn't ready for the fact that we were Iron Ball. So we're just the best player that's ever played the game. So you can still totally expanding here. There's no problem with that. There's the expanding. So we're going to lose our Amoonguss, which is totally fine. We're going to bring our Sin right back out. They're probably going to be losing their Calyrex for it, which is amazing. And again, I don't think we saw Life Orb, so it's probably... You think it's a Sash set? It's kind of hard to say. Either way, Moonblast is by far and away, I think, the right play here. It could be still like Spell Tag or something like that. Are you Sash? Good players use Sash Calyrex. Great play there. Stakataka is taking a big nap right now. We underspeed here and can just go big Blacephalon and go Heat Wave. I love Blacephalon here. Blacephalon here is so much cooler than Sin, I think. I'm using the Blacephalon. Y'all can't stop me. Give me my Beast Boost, boys and girls. Yeah, they could wake up on Liegard. That would be so lame. But I think that the right play is actually going to be if we Shadow Ball into the Cali slot, we can guarantee get the KO. I kind of want to go like, I don't want to let them get any more damage off. So I think we're going to Moonblast into the Staka because like that's just the play. And then I think we're just going to raw Shadow Ball because I don't want him to wake up and Liegard us. So we're just going to go for a straight. Yeah, I think it's right to go for the raw Shadow Ball in here because we are slower than he is. This should be one of the last turns of Trick Room. So let's see if they're protecting. If they're protecting, we start outspeeding with Xern, and then their Staka's taking a bunch of damage to this turn. So let's see. That Staka is at -1 from the Intimidate. I was thinking they might switch it out. They could switch in there Lucky. Zer's still really, really big. Shadow Ball, awesome, that's great. Beast boosted, boys. Big Blacephalon, showing who the real ghost type is in this format. Yeah, I can kind of respect this play, forcing me to do a bunch of different things. Normally on those Calibrixes, you can kind of tell they didn't have Protect as well. That's why I wasn't that afraid of Protect, really, because they switched out the turn that they could have protected earlier. Like, they were caught super pinned, and what did they do? They switched instead of protecting. So in that situation, it was kind of obvious that you know, they didn't really have Protect. And if they were to switch out for Lecky, they'd lose the Lecky, which they don't really want to do either. So Twitch Defense turn to normal. It's going to be fine. We're going to bring back... They're going to bring back out their Lecky, but then we just go Moonblast with Xern, who's faster than the Lecky. Go for a Shadow Ball, so we don't have to play around like a Wake Up Wide Guard. And we're going to win against like a top 200 player with Blacephalon. Oh my gosh, feels amazing, man. Yeah, thanks for that Trick Room. Really, really helped me out. I think that if anyone is seriously playing a lot of VGC and they're like, man, I do not know how to deal with like Trick Room, just toss that Iron Ball Amoonguss on your team. And in these best of one situations where he tried to cheese me like that, that's totally a cheese thing from him where he tried to Trick Room with the Cali, right? That's totally cheese. We best of one him better than they best of one me, so we definitely take those. Okay, this is Trick Room, but they don't know that I have Spore potential. There is a Feeny over there I do have to watch out for. I do like Blacephalon here. I wish I had a faster Pokemon to pair Blacephalon with so I could use Blacephalon to actually punish the Mimikyu. So I wish I had like a priority move. Let's just think about it though. I almost want to still Geo turn one. Like, what would they be leading with that would stop me from Geoing? Like, I think their best lead might be something like Incin Mimikyu. That's probably their safest lead because you don't want to lead. Like, Blacephalon just comes in and says, like, Calyrex is big sad. So I think I might actually go like Amoonguss. I think Amoonguss is actually a super good lead for me. I think I will bring my Blacephalon still, and then we'll bring in Xerneas. I think Suicune would be absolutely amazing here, but I think we're going to heavily influence their bringing of things like Orantis and Regieleki with our Suicune. And so we don't even have to really bring it. Definitely not bringing Zapdos to fight against Calyrex. But if they want to go like Mimi and Sin, this can be a great lead for this. And I just gotta wonder if they're gonna be like policy procking with the Mimi, because I think Sin can still do super good. I think Blacephalon can still do pretty good if you bring it out at the right time. And then like one Geo near the end of their Trick Room can basically just swing the whole game in my favor. And if they want to lead Lurantis, I guess I'll talk about that. If they want to lead Lurantis, get an immediate contrary boost, it's not that big of a deal. So this is the exact lead that we did deduce they'd be leading with in the team preview. I want to see if their Incin's faster or slower than mine. It's going to tell me a lot more about their team. So it should be us being faster. It should be. Okay, they're faster. That's really weird. So that means they're using a speedy Incin in a Trick Room team. That's just kind of weird to see. It is kind of weird to see. It's not the end of the world. Let's see what I actually even want to do. Because I don't really have a need to fake out their Incin. I will just try to Spore here. And I think I might just hard switch. Do I even want to hard switch? It's not really even worth it to do any of this stuff. I will just go for the Flare Blitz onto their Mimikyu. No, that's not right. I'm just going to Parting Shot their Incin. Yeah, that's fair. They can figure out my Incin and then need a Spore in the face. And unless they're safety goggles, that works. So let's see what they're doing here. I do not mind setting a Geo and being like in a Trick Room either. Like, we're using a relatively bulky Xern. I'm not that afraid of Calyrex. Are they switching in Calyrex and TR? Like, bro, that is not it. Feeny's a really, really good play here. And I'm really happy to see that we are getting this this Parting Shot into it. I wonder if that Feeny is carrying Haze. I'm definitely getting Haze vibes from this Feeny, which is not great for me. So, like, first of all, the first Spore is going to get blocked. They are going to get a TR up. I wonder if I even want to bring in Xern. I think I still do. I don't think there's a problem with Xerneas necessarily. And we'll just go D-Gleams and start breaking disguises and stuff like that. With the potential to bring switch in Xern and get like, switch in Sin and get Intimidates back on the Calyrex. Yeah, that has to be some sort of Haze Feeny. It has to be. So Spore's gonna get blocked. Great play from them. Yep. And there's the Trick Room. So we've seen 3 of their Mons. Pretty good ones so far. Let's see. Amoonguss isn't all that great here. So I'll just switch it back in my Incin. Because I think, well, let's actually think about this. Yeah, that's fine. I'm thinking if I will D-Gleam just to, I want to see if the Feeny's rocking lefties, and I definitely still want to break that Mimikyu disguise, so I can finish it off with the Blacephalon later. So I don't think there's that big of a problem just going with attacking here, especially this is the second Intimidate on the Mimikyu, so it is like a physical set. The Mimikyu, if he's going for a player, if it's going to be heavily mitigated. If they're switching out Feeny for Shadow Rider, for Ice Rider this turn, that's probably a better play going for Shadow Sneak. That's a great play what they're doing right here, because they get in before my Intimidate, but I'll be able to fake out next turn. So we'll be able to basically waste a lot more of their Trick Room turns like this. And then next turn, you know, we can just protect, hard switch, do a bunch of cool stuff like that. So no berries, never lucky. There's the Shadow Sneak. Great play from this guy. Great play. Did he crit? Yeah, he crit through his own attack drops too. Never lucky for him. This is actually going to do a lot. Fairy Aura plus the Fairy Aura plus on D-Gleam is going to be a lot here. And we see the weakness policy, but he's still staring down a fake out next turn as well. Yeah, I don't think that they just like, well, it would probably one-shot my Xern and my Ensign, so I think you just have to play this super defensively for now. So we're definitely going to have to fake out. Fake out Geo. Protect Fodder. Bring back Ensign. Seems about right. Yeah, I don't mind that. I don't think there's a reason to just go for Moonblasts here. Maybe. I think that Calyrex is probably protecting as well. Incineroar is a great play here. That's why I got my Geo up right now. So we see these two plus Feeny Mimikyu. Great monster this matchup for them. They played this. They're probably playing this about as good as they can play it right now. So they are protecting. Awesome. So they are doing it right. Like right there, I thought about going with a Moonblast right in that guy and go fake up Moonblast into it, but they totally have the right set. Okay, so I got a free Geo up. There's not that much I can do with it. Obviously, I will be protecting this turn, and I don't necessarily know. I'm kind of thinking I'm going to protect Xern and go for a Flare Blitz, but I think it's probably a better idea just to fodder one of my Mons here. I might even not get it. I might not have to fodder if I bring the Cephalon in, but I don't mind foddering the Amoonguss here just because, like, with the terrains and stuff like that, they can always switch back to the Fiend to reset it, so I don't really mind switching that out. So if I just switch out Ensign, like hard switch it just to fodder, I can regain fake out pressure and just wait out the last little bit of their Trick Room. If they roar me here, they're next level. Like, if they're not fake outing, if they're going like Glacial Lance Roar, that's such a good play. I'd love to see that. Especially, like, remember, their Ensign's faster, which is now slower than my Ensign. So let's see the Protect's up. Who are they fake outing? And I don't care if I'm getting lanced or, like, yeah, fake out, there it is. Awesome. I love to see that fake out. And I don't care if they're lancing. High horsepower, that's fine too. You literally just waited out your whole Trick Room. Now let's see. We underspeed everything, but there's still the terrain. I wanted that to die. We gotta switch in Sin and see if we can eat the +1 Lance. I think that's probably the best play that we have. Yeah, let's do it like that. I don't think that... you may think that I can get away with D-Gleam. I can't. I need to go for a Moonblast. D-Gleam won't be able to KO it from here. So maybe at +1 we don't die to the Lance. We'll see if they want to double into our Xern. Maybe we'll die. There's the Lance. Remember, that there was a reason why we didn't want to just go for Rage Powder, because that Amoonguss would have soaked that first. So Lance here, let's see how much damage Xern takes. Yeah, I don't know if that Incineroar can do it unless it's like full attack. Parting, that's totally fine. That's another reason why we wanted to go for the Moonblast instead of a Dazzling Loom here. So we should be able to take out this, we should be able to take it out. Take out the Calyrex, I think. And let's see. We have great Mons in the back here. I think there's no way that they get out of this. Just because, like, next turn we can just drop a Dazzling Loom on them too. Because even if we leave them at like 1, it might even almost be better to leave them at 1. It would be better to, like, not kill them here. Just because, like, now they can bring back out the Ensign and go fake out into our Xern and go for, like, another Trick Room again. But I still think we're going to be in a great spot. We still have all 4 of our Mons, and their weakness policy restricted Mon is down. And my Xern is actually in an amazing spot here. I think Xern's actually in, like, a really good spot. Because we're just going to bring out our Amoonguss and be able to Pollen Puff it and basically never die. I think I have to hard switch out my Ensign instead of Parting Shot it, just because I know that I want... Actually, let me think about this. I'll Parting Shot their Ensign. If they want to fake out, that means they're losing their Mimikyu here. So if they want to fake out my Xern in Trick Room, they're eating the Parting Shot, which is great. Yeah. And you're eating the Moonblast here. Yeah, fake out into the Xern. That's right, that's totally fine. I don't have a problem with that at all, because they're Trick Rooming, right? So this way, this allows me to still get a Parting Shot up, which means, like, our Ensign's going to be much more valuable for them, against them later. And we're just going to bring out our Amoonguss, as long as they're not killing our Mimikyu this turn. Sorry, as long as Mimikyu's not killing our Xern, which know if it would. I think it's probably going for a Trick Room here. We're going to be able to just go for a Pollen Puff, because they're probably switching in Feeny next turn anyways. They're probably party shotting into Feeny. And we just want a Pollen Puff. Get that health. There's the Trick Room. Awesome. Thank you. So let's see if it's Insane hard switching for Feeny. I have no problem with that. Big Pollen Puff. We take these all the way to the bank. And we're actually just going to go for a D-Wing because it's great damage for us both. And I think we got it. So show me that Feeny switching, because you have to switch in your Feeny here. You know that I'm setting up the exact same strategy as before. Switch in your Feeny, switching on a lot of damage, and then next turn I can just basically do the same thing. Mimikyu protects. Wow, staying in like that. I can respect it. I can. Remember, I did Parting Shot there and Sin, so they shouldn't KO our Amoonguss with Foil Blitz either. But this is going to be so big. Look at that. Pollen Puff. See, I almost want to say, like, in terms of having a Pokemon that just, like, I said it earlier, this Pokemon just solves Trick Room matchups. It just solves Trick Room matchups. It's super easy. And you can play against almost any Trick Room team with, like, a Fake Out user and Intimidate user in this Amoonguss. Even makes a really aggressive Pokemon like Xerneas able to, you know, go into their Trick Room, allow them to set said Trick Rooms, and, like, be able to pivot out of it. It's really, really cool. There's the Feeny. Yep. And this Feeny's going to take a lot. It's probably going to be maybe within 2-shot range. We'll see. I'm only at +1 right now because of my one parting shot. That's fine. Again. Do it again. It's a thick Feeny, so I'm going to have to Moonblast that. Which is fine. I'll Moonblast it. I don't need a Pollen Puff right now, though. I can get a Regenerator proc and Hard Switch and Sin and get a Fake Out on the Mimikyu to ignore it, and then set up a potential pin into their Sin on the next turn. This game's over. I'm going to get a 4-stock probably. You can go for Haze. You can do whatever you want. Battles, they definitely scooped. That one was so over. Like, holy moly. What an absolutely amazing win for Xerneas against the, you know, relatively safe Trick Room team. They set up 2 Trick Rooms on us, and we were like, that's totally fine. And they didn't really make any mistakes either. Let's check their team out. Like, they played pretty well the whole time. Mimikyu's made right. It's even like the Mentor Mimikyu to avoid taunts. So it's like, it's a bulky Mimikyu. It's an aggressive Lurantis. They probably could have thought about bringing Lurantis here, but, you know, we were prepared even if they did. I like that they were using Akaberry. It's one of my favorite sets on this thing. Weakness policy on this guy, like, yeah, that's the right set on this thing, too. Like, heavy HP. You never need full attack on this guy. And a lot of Spadef. Great play. I want to see if it was actually running Trick Room. Yeah, that's the exact set you want, too. Let's see what else they got. The big Insane with big special defense investment with a Pinch Berry. Nice. And then a Lecky's at Sash. Yeah, that's a great set. Specs Feeny. Okay, so it wasn't Haze, but you know what? Good stuff. This is a great team. Guy played it really well. It's just that Amoonguss is pretty good at weaving in and out of Trick Rooms. So thank you guys for watching. If this video felt a little bit rushed or sped up, or I wasn't on my A game, I just woke up. I had to get this video done in time. Normally, I have a lot more videos in my backlog to go through, so tomorrow's video will be a little bit better, but I just had to get today's video done, and I really felt like showing off that Bucephalon. Like, man, I think I'm probably going to use Bucephalon in the next one, too, just because I really do think that it's such a cool Pokemon. So, thank you for watching, and hopefully we get some more amazing Bucephalon action in tomorrow's video. See you guys next time. Peace out.